We're back on the record in cause number 330368. The case of Style of State of Texas versus Mia Williams. Ms. Mia Williams was previously sworn in. Her attorney, Mr. Langston Adams, previously waived the record in this case. And Ms. Williams entered a plea of guilty to the information in this case. And upon reading the motion, the misdemeanor plea admonishment agreement, Ms. Williams acknowledged that her initials, MW, she placed her initials on the second page of this document next to a box that's checked guilty. And on the third page, Ms. Williams, there's a signature above the line that's titled defendant. Did you place your signature on this document?
Yes, sir.
And on the next document, which is a trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal, there's a signature above the line that's titled defendant. Did you place your signature on this document?
Yes, sir.
There are two boxes that's checked at the top of this document. The first box states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
The second box states that you're waiving your right to appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And Ms. Williams, did you sign a document out there on paper that is titled Discovery Certification?
Yes, I did.
And Ms. Williams, prior to signing and initialing these documents that I have just mentioned, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1. State, you like to offer State's 1?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections, Mr. Adams?
None.
No objections. State's Exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Adams, you've advised in counsel, Ms. Williams, is there any evidence that she's currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
None.
Ms. Williams, your attorney, Mr. Adams, has advised in counsel to you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes. Yes.
Ms. Williams, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you're mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given, and I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
10 days county jail.
Ms. Williams, the state is offering that you serve 10 days in the Jefferson County Jail. You'll be given credit for any time that you're entitled to get by law. The court cost in this case is $342. Ms. Williams, will you be able to pay the $342?
No, sir.
Okay, Ms. Williams, I have before me a document that is titled Affidavit of Indigence. And it was apparently signed by Judge Rod Posh on October the 19th, which was 2 days ago. And based on this document being signed by Judge Posh found that you didn't have income, and he found that you were indigent. And based on that finding, the court is also going to find that you're indigent. And so therefore, the court costs in this case of $342 will be waived. That just simply means you will not have to pay it.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Williams, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
And do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And as I stated, if you're 10 days in Jefferson County Jail, you'll be given credit for any time that you're entitled to get by law. The court costs in this case will be waived pursuant to Article 42.15 of Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, because the court has found that you are indigent. And Ms. Williams, the court, as stated earlier, will follow the pre-bargain agreement. This will conclude your case. You'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day.
I'm free to go, sir.
Just you got to follow the bailiff, and then the jail will let you know if you have to do any more additional time.
Okay.
All right, and you have a blessed day.
All right. Thank you. Yes.
Just knock on the door. They should come.
Okay, I think Mr. Gavin Stelly is next. I think that's what you said.
One on north side. Sir. Come on, man. This place is supposed to be exciting.
Hey, tell him your name.
Jason Russell Sully Jr.
Okay, Mr. Stelly, this is cause number 330486. The case is style of State of Texas versus Jason Russell Stelly. Mr. Stelly, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Stelly, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Sir.
You may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Stelly?
Cold.
Oh, you cold?
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully we can get you out there and they can warm you up. Now, Mr. Stelly, you're represented by your attorney, Mr. Langston Adams. Mr. Adams, do you waive a record in Mr. Stelly's case?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Stelly, I have before me a document that is titled Information. It alleges that on or about August 13 of 2021, while you're in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of criminal trespass. Do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, Mr. Stelly, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
The contest.
Now, you pleaded no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, Mr. Stelly, I have before me a document that is titled the misdemeanor plea admonishment. It is also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. On page 2 of this document, there are a set of initials on a line next to a box that's checked nolo contendere, which means no contest. Did you place your initials JS on this document?
Yes, sir.
And on the next page of the same document, there's a signature above the line that's titled defendant. Did you sign this document?
Yes, sir.
And on the next document, Mr. Stelly, which is titled the trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal, there's a signature above the line that's titled defendant. Did you sign this document?
Yes, sir.
There are two boxes that's checked at the top of this document. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargaining case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
The second box that's checked states that you are waiving, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Stelly, did you sign a document out there on paper that is titled discovery certification?
Yeah, that paper that I signed? Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, now, Mr. Stelly, prior to signing and initialing these documents that I've just mentioned, did your attorney, Mr. Adams, go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit Number 1, the misdemeanor plea admonishment. Misdemeanor plea admonishments. Would you like to offer States 1 and States 2 the probable cause affidavit?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections, Mr. Adams?
No objections.
Okay, no objections. States Exhibits Number 1 and 2 are admitted. Mr. Adams, you've advised and counseled Mr. Stelly. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, I don't have any evidence that.
Mr. Stelly, your attorney, Mr. Adams, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided fully effective and competent legal representation?
Yeah.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation? Mr. Stelly?
Yes, sir. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I didn't know you were asking.
Okay, Mr. Stelly, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I'll also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
What is that agreement?
The agreement is for 8 days county jail with credit for time served, tax and retire the court costs.
Mr. Stelly, the state is offering that you serve 8 days in the Jefferson County Jail and you already served enough time in the Jefferson County Jail, therefore you'll be given credit for time served. The court cost in this case, Mr. Stelly, is $342, but you will not have to pay the $342 because the time that you spent in jail has already paid it off. Therefore, you'll be given credit. Therefore, the court costs will be taxed and retired. Mr. Stelly, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Stelly, I'll follow the pre-bargaining agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Stelly, this will conclude your case. Please follow the bailiff and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Do I have to?
No, you good, man. Just knock on the door. I wish you
Yes,
could.
sir. Yes, sir.
Richard Jackson.
Hey, Mr. Thomas.
Morning.
Okay, you say this is Mr. Thomas?
Yeah, this the bench trial.
Oh, okay,
We specially said it today.
yes. Bailiff for what? Yeah, the bailiff is over. Okay. No, this is, yeah, we will. I guess he may be able to do it. You may have to, hold on a minute.
Yes, sir.
Hey, brother.
Oh, hey, man. Hey, what's up, bro?
Somebody.
Ooh. Today is the 21st, right? Yeah. Today is the 21st.
Okay, we're in session in cause number 330486. The case is styled the state of Texas versus Jason Russell Stelly. We have Mr. Jason Russell Stelly appearing via Zoom with his attorney, Mr. Langston Adams. And we also have appearing for the state, Ms. Julie Maxey. The court has been informed that we will proceed with a bench trial. Is that correct, Ms. Maxey?
That's correct, Your Honor.
And is that correct, Mr.
Yes.
Adams?
Yes, sir.
Now, Ms. Maxey, would you like to read the information?
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
In the name and by authority of the state of Texas comes now the undersigned Assistant Criminal District Attorney of Jefferson County, Texas, on behalf of the state of Texas, and presents in and to the County Court at Law of Jefferson County, Texas, that in Jefferson County, Texas, Leonard Jermaine Thomas, hereafter styled the defendant, heretofore on or about August 15th, 2021, did then and there intentionally, knowingly, and recklessly cause bodily injury to another, namely Chelsea Simmons, hereafter styled the complainant, by punching, kicking, and dragging the complainant. And at the time of said assault, the complainant was a person with whom the defendant has had a dating relationship against the peace and dignity of the state.
And Mr. Thomas, how do you plead?
Not guilty.
Okay. State, would you like to make an opening statement or would you like to waive your opening statement?
The state would waive its opening statement, Your Honor.
Okay. State, you can call your first witness.
The state calls Chelsea Simmons.
Okay. Would you please call Chelsea Simmons? Chelsea Simmons. Chelsea Simmons. Go answer, Your Honor. Oh, Chelsea Simmons' name was called by the court's bailiff, and there was no, at the courthouse door, and no one answered. Ms. Maxey?
Yes, Judge. Please let the record reflect that the state reached out to Ms. Simmons multiple times and received no response. And at this time, the state rests.
Mr. Adams?
Motion for instructed verdict.
Okay, that motion will be granted. Mr. Thomas, you are acquitted. The court has granted an instructive verdict. So you are acquitted of these charges. Okay? So at this time, all right, at this time, Mr. Thomas, you can just follow the bailiff and you have a blessed day.
Thank you.
Oh, yes, two of them?
I
Hold on a minute.
I
Thomas,
only had one case for him, Judge.
oh, did y'all add another case yesterday, Miss?
If they did, I didn't know about that. I had one case that you specially said today.
Yeah, I don't see it. It's not on the docket. You say Leonard Thomas?
Yes, I emailed that served Mr. Adams and I think for the revised.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Judge, it looks like there was a case filed yesterday for evading.
Oh, man.
This is the first I'm seeing of it too.
Oh,
I sent a revised document. You don't have a revised document?
no, I don't have a revised docket. Yes, some new case.
Let me see.
Me?
Because what about?
Am I Karis? Oh, yeah, this.
Because I sent Mr. Adams a revised document and I.
Okay, he said that she said she sent a revised docket. We'll just hold him and let's go on to the next case.
Tell him your name.
Victor Jackson.
Jackson, okay, hold on. Okay, we're in session in cause number 330-828. The case is styled the state of Texas versus Victor Dylan Jackson.
DeLon.
Okay, let me repeat that. It's Victor Delon Jackson. We have Mr. Jackson. Delon. Okay, we have Mr. Jackson.
DeLon. DULLON.
Okay. Okay. It's the state of Texas versus Victor Delon Jackson.
Yes, sir.
We have Mr. Jackson appearing via Zoom. He's Mr. Jackson.
Yes, sir.
Would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Jackson, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, sir.
You may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Jackson?
Pretty good.
That's good, Mr. Jackson. You're represented by Attorney Langston Adams. Attorney Adams, do you waive a record in Mr. Jackson's case?
Yes, I do.
Okay, Mr. Jackson, I have before me an information that alleges that on or about September 19 of 2021, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of criminal trespass. Do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, Mr. Jackson, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
Now, you're pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Jackson, I also have before me a document that is titled the misdemeanor plea admonishment. On page 2 of the same document, there are a set of initials on the line that is, hold on, you pled no contest? Okay, on this document, Ms. Jackson, Mr. Jackson, your signature, your initials is on a line next to a box that's checked guilty. Are you pleading guilty or no contest?
Guilty or no contest, it don't matter, I'm guilty.
Now, you have to tell me which one. I can't pick one for you.
No contest. Guilty
Okay.
is the same thing, guilty, there we go, that's easy.
Okay, so you enter a plea of guilty. Now, are you entering a plea of guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you entering a plea of guilty because you are guilty?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, Mr. Jackson, I have before me a document that is titled the misdemeanor plea admonishment. On page 2 of this document, there's a set of initials on a line next to a box that's checked guilty. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes, sir.
And on page 3 of the same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled defendant. Did you sign this document?
Yes, sir.
And on the next document, which is the trial court certification, the defendant's right of appeal, there's a signature on this document above the line that's titled defendant. Did you sign this document?
Yes, sir.
And there are 2 boxes that's checked at the top of this document. The first box checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And the next box that's checked states that you are waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Did you sign a document out there on paper that is titled discovery certification? Did you sign a
Yes.
document?
Yes,
Did you-
sir.
You signed one? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, prior to signing and initialing these documents that I have just mentioned, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1. State, you like to offer State's 1?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections, Mr. Adams?
None.
Mr. Adams, you advised and counseled Mr. Jackson. Is there any evidence that he's currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
None, no objection, no evidence that he's incompetent.
And Mr. Jackson, your attorney, Mr. Adams, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided fully effective and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Jackson, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you're mentally competent to stand trial. I'll also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. I'll also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
10 days county jail.
Mr. Jackson, the state is offering that you serve 10 days in the Jefferson County Jail. You'll be given credit for any time that you are entitled to get by law. The court cost in this case, Mr. Jackson, is $327. Will you be able to pay the $327?
No, sir.
Okay, Mr. Jackson, I have before me a document that is titled Affidavit of Indigence. And this document has your name on it, and it was signed also by Judge Rod Posh. And Judge Posh stated that you met the eligibility requirements for the appointment of a court-appointed attorney because you did not have any income, and therefore he found that you were indigent. And so this court is going to make the same finding that you are indigent. And because of that finding, you will not have to pay the court costs of $327. It will be waived pursuant to Article 42.15 of Texas Code of Criminal Procedure. Mr. Jackson, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
And do you think that the state's offer and the waiver is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Jackson, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are. Mr. Jackson, I will accept your plea bargain agreement. And based on the substance of your plea bargain agreement, Mr. Jackson, this will conclude your case. Please follow the bailiff, and you just please, and you have a blessed day.
You too. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.